Welcome back everybody, and a very happy 2023. I hope this year brings good things for everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. Bit of a quiet one for me really. Didn't really get up to too much, just had a bit of a chill out from work. Wind down a bit, regenerate the battery so to speak. I hope all you guys have been alright. Hope you've, like I say, hope you've all had good Christmases and had a good New Year. We had plenty to drink, plenty of presents, plenty of laughs and smiles. That's what it's all about, isn't it? I hope you enjoyed the new intro. Felt like a bit of a switch up, keep things fresh, or try anyway. I'm not quite sure when this video is going to be released yet, so we'll have to play that one by ear. But there's a few things that I want to talk about and discuss. Plans for this new year, 2023 and all that. So now this year is going to be a year for prioritising, I think. With the cost of living and things like that only being on the rise, everything's creeping up, you know, energy, food, everything's on the way, raw materials, everything's going up into it. So this year for me is going to be a year of prioritising what I need most to suit myself, you know, and to look after my family and things like that. I've got a few ideas in mind. I've probably spoke about a couple on them before. I've been thinking about it for a while. I have mentioned it before. I'm hoping to get some sort of a grow on built or something like that. Well, grow on quarantine area. Not quite sure which yet. Probably use it as both really. I suppose whatever suits my needs at the time. Hopefully get that. Pond wise, I'm looking to thin out my stock. Obviously my pond, it's not the biggest pond, it's only a 2,000 gallon pond, so I'm hoping to thin out the stock, spaces, you know, at a minimum. So I want to get the best fish in there I can possibly can with the space I've got. So some are going to be moved on, and I'm hoping to keep, I don't know, maybe 10 decent quality fish in there, half decent. So yeah, that's going to be one switch up that's going to be happening, a bit of a fish switch round. And another major change what's going to be happening is, if you remember a while back I was mentioning I was planning on fitting some sort of system up here to run my pond off of solar, you know, just to try and keep costs down, take it off grid, because as we know prices are just rising and rising. I can't see them getting any better anytime soon. But there's been a change of plan. Although energy cutting is still in the works, what's actually going to be happening now is, if we dare brave it out here, it's pissing it down. So we was going to be having a system up there on top of the shed with just a few panels, but it's pissing it down. What the plan is now is, I thought, well, if I'm going to reduce my energy costs for the pond, have the pond run off solar, I may as well go the full shebang. So what I'm actually going to do, rather than just have the pond run off the solar, I'm actually going to be installing solar fully on my system, on my house, and my whole house is going to run off solar. Not going to be totally off grid, but it's going to have a decent size system. It's already in the works. So up there and a bit on the right hand side, on this side of the roof, there's going to be 13 solar panels. Each solar panel is rated at 445 watts. So that means I'm going to have a solar system producing in peak times about 6 kilowatts. So it's going to be a 6 kilowatt system, obviously an inverter. But what I've decided I'm going to do is, rather than just have panels and an inverter and then send the majority of it back to grid, I'm actually going to have battery storage. So I'm going to have 13 solar panels producing 6 kilowatts, 6 kilowatt battery storage, and hopefully that's going to serve us quite well and reduce these costs down a bit. Now I'm not going to lie, it's not cheap. It's going to take me a little while to get me money back on my investment, but I think in the long run, looking towards the future and the way things are at the moment and the way things are going, I think, or I hope, it's going to be worth the investment. I can't stop my bloody hand from shaking. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. 13 solar panels up there to run the house, and well, the whole system, house and pond. So that's in the works for the next what? They've got a lead time of about 8 weeks or so. So in the next couple of months, just as we're starting to come towards springtime, we should be on solar. And this back garden is such a sun trap. It's south facing, sun all year round on the back here. So I'm hoping it's going to work pretty well for us. Should be generating quite a lot of electricity during summertime. So I mean, the main thing for me was I wanted to be sending as little energy back to the grid as possible. They've got enough money without me supplementing them even more. So if you do think about having solar for yourself, then battery storage has got to be the way to go. They've got enough money themselves without getting them anymore. Get it stored up yourself and use it. So that's what's going to be happening for me anyway. Got to try and do something to combat the way things are going. So I'm just hoping that it's going to work out well. Like I said earlier, guys, not really much been happening with these. We did have one jump out, just over glass. Nothing major. I think it was just because one morning, early morning, they were all swimming up near glass, and lights were on, pond lights and shed lights. It was just about coming light, and all of a sudden lights flicked off because they're on a timer, and I think it spooked it and it jumped out. And it was out for a good, looking at CCTV, it was out for a good couple of hours, but it was still breathing, still alright. It's gone back in now and it's swimming about again, happy as Larry. It was the little Marseille shower, but it's doing good anyway. Other than that, they've not been doing too bad. It's still active. Water's still up at 13 degrees. I did turn it up because they had a treatment of FMG. I'm still happy enough, look. How dangerous Divina. Come on then. Soft as milk. Anyway, guys, like I say, I'm not too sure yet when this video is going to be going out. I'm not just going to chuck it out for the sake on it. I'll wait till we've got a bit more content, and put that out with it as well. I've been watching a bit of YouTube, not too much, because like I say, I've been busy with family, kids and that, so I've not been watching too much YouTube. I want to say congratulations to Daz on his 500 subscribers. Skeggy Pond. And also to Martin on reaching his 1,000 subscribers. Well done, mate. That's very well deserved. You deserve that, because you work really hard at what you do on your channel and your pond, so you well deserve that, mate. I'll put a link to these guys' channels if you haven't already seen them. And also congratulations to Danny, my boy's Koi, on reaching his 500 subs. So for the time being, guys, I'll sign off on this bit. There'll be more footage on this, because like I say, I'm not just going to put this bit out for sake on it. I'll wait till I've got a bit more footage, and then we'll come back to you. So until then, whenever that's going to be, I'll catch you in a bit. Welcome back, guys. So it's been a few days since my last recording, 8th of January today. If you remember back, I said that fish had been through an FMG treatment a week or two prior. That was because of Costia that had been suffering for weeks and weeks beforehand. A PP treatment didn't do up to them, salt had not touched them, so they've been through an FMG treatment, and fingers crossed now they seem to be perking up. Before they had like a sort of a greyish, whitish, opaque colour to the skin. Well, that's all gone now, so they're looking good. They're still having bits of food, they're still on Saki balance. At the minute, because they've been through the FMG treatment, the temperature's at 13 degrees. I did bring it up to do the FMG treatment. So they have been having little bits of food, not a great deal, because Saki's really only supposed to be fed down to about 18 degrees. But I prefer to use something like that rather than you know, a wheat germ or something like that. So they've still been having bits of food, bit of Saki, not a great deal at all, probably, you know, half an handful every now and again, every other day, something like that. They've not been having much while they've been going through treatment. I've just left them to it, and you know, just hopefully let the FMG work, and it seems to have. So what I'm going to do, obviously, because I want them to have a good a winter as they can, I'm going to make sure that they're okay. They seem it, and once I'm satisfied, I'm going to start bringing heater temperature back down. Now it has been pretty mild as of late, so you know, I could bring it back down to 7 or 8 degrees, and probably temperature at pond wouldn't drop that much anyway. Probably, I mean, today it's what, 11 degrees, still banging it down, but it's not, you know, it's not particularly cold really. So I'll start bringing heater temperature back down, set it for about 7 or 8 degrees, something like that. Yeah, and just let them condition, pull them colour pigments back in, and hopefully we should be rocking and rolling, ready for spring coming in. So they're up here looking for food. If you want them anyway, Dangerous Divina and Kohaku. Oh, it's bang. Oh, I don't want to be out in that rain for much. Oh. Now, so yeah, like I said, they are looking fine. Up looking for food, so I'm probably going to give them half an handful, something like that, and see how they go on. And fingers crossed, like I say, that they're going to be okay. One other thing that I want to get done today, even though it's banging it down and it's a bit miserable outside, is I want to give them a bit of a water change. They've not had one for what, 2 or 3 weeks, something like that, so I need to give them a bit of a water change, just to get some fresh water in there. Do a few water tests. I've been thinking about getting myself one of those Blue Lab Guardian things. I've seen a few people have them, and they look a pretty good bit of kit. Good for keeping an eye on monitoring levels such as, you know, pH and temperature and things like that, saving me having to, well, I can see how much it's fluctuating by really, but also I'm more interested in seeing the TDS levels and things like that, and seeing how much total dissolved solids are in my pond, see what sort of water quality we're getting really. So I've got a bit of spare cash left over from Christmas what I had, so I might invest in one of them for myself. I have seen one really good price really. I know a few places are out of stock, and usually I've seen them sitting at a sort of like 260, 280 range, something like that, but I've actually seen one brand new at 225 with free shipping, which I didn't think were a bad price, so I might take a look at that and think about investing in one. We'll have to see. But yeah, what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to rabbit on anymore. I'm going to get done what I need to get done, get this water change done, do a few tests, and then get back in house and get myself some snap, I reckon, because I'm not looking forward to this. Like I say, it's absolutely banging it down, but you got to do what you got to do, haven't you? Fish need attention, so I'm going to get this water change done, get done what I need to get done. I'm going to put a coat on for a start, so I'll see you again when I've got a bit more an update on things, hopefully when things are moving forward and we start getting a bit more info about when we're going to get this solar and that installed. So I'll catch you guys later. Take care.